Today on OC News, international backlash as former President Trump's tariffs go into effect.
In Fullerton, a controversial city council decision that will censor the Daily Titan.
And how Homeland Security is screening immigrants' social media content.
All this and more on OC News.
This just now in tech news, the first responder on the scene.
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts.
I feel blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism students
at Cal State Fullerton. OC News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to this week's Late Show edition of OC News. I'm Delilah Grubaugh.
And I'm Daniel Tinoco. Welcome back from spring break, and thank you for joining us.
China strikes back at Trump with retaliatory tariffs to the United States. President Trump has announced a 90-day pause on recent tariffs against most countries while raising tariffs against China. Tariffs on Chinese imports have risen to 125%. Despite the pause, China is striking back and increased tariffs on U.S. imports to 84%. Since the announcement of the pause, however, economists believe that this may be a temporary increase in what will be a long international tariff war.
The Department of Homeland Security announced it will be screening social media accounts for anti-Semitic content as part of the application process. The Department of Homeland Security will now check the social media activity of immigrants and visa applicants for anti-Semitic content. This affects those applying for student visas and outstanding immigration applications. Officials warn that endorsing anti-Semitism may lead to denial of immigration benefits. Critics have said that violates free speech, while the administration claims it is necessary for increased national security.
The IRS has finalized a deal with Homeland Security that will help locate undocumented immigrants through tax filings. Under the agreement, ICE can cross-check the names and addresses of taxpayers that they believe have violated immigration laws. The agreement has sparked controversy, leading to the resignation of acting IRS Commissioner Melanie Krause. Critics argue that this action violates taxpayer confidentiality laws and prevent undocumented individuals from filing taxes, potentially reducing federal revenue. Fullerton City Council proposed a bill this week that would ban news publications like Cal State Fullerton's Daily Titan. For more on this story, we go live to Jonathan Mansour.
Yeah, hey guys, earlier today I was at Fullerton City Hall where last Tuesday, City Council members voted to limit the distribution of non-governmental publications like the Daily Titan on city property.
And if this ordinance were to be passed and a policy were to be implemented to ban non-governmental materials, that could affect Daily Titan's distribution in those areas.
In every action a local government or any government takes, we need to look at the intent. And I didn't see any need for any such limitations of publications at our city halls. City facilities, because they've been around for such a long time. They provide a service that the city even can't provide in presenting information.
It's not an ideal situation that we're in, but the situation is also, we're in it because we were threatened legally by a publication. You can't just put a stack of Daily Titans on every table in the quad. You have to put it in the regulated newsstands, right? I mean, there can be legitimate regulations on locations, and that can be okay.
Unfortunately for the Daily Titan newspaper, their publication is no longer being held at the City Hall. Right now, they are being held at the public library. Reporting live for OC News, I'm Jonathan Mansour.
The world of AI is rapidly expanding by the minute. To see how this technology will potentially affect students, here's Connor Raleigh.
There's got to be more to education than memorizing a bunch of stuff you're going to forget 6 weeks later.
This past weekend, the ASU GSV Summit took place in San Diego, bringing together educators, tech innovators, and policymakers to explore the transformative role of artificial intelligence in education. Over the 3-day-long summit, conversations took place about how AI can make your life easier, not only in the classroom, but in your daily life.
We're hearing a lot about plagiarism, cheating, we're hearing about AI literacy, we're hearing about AI-generated art. But what I think is not being discussed is how AI can help generate ideas.
A popular topic at the summit discussed how high schools and colleges are beginning to integrate their own AIs that are safe for students and staff. Cal State Fullerton is one of the first colleges that integrated their own version of AI called Titan GPT. Titan GPT is available to all students, faculty, and staff, and it integrates beautifully with the existing campus system. Users can log in using their Fullerton credentials and begin exploring its options. AI is constantly evolving, and if you don't hop on the train now, you're gonna get left behind. Reporting from Fullerton, I'm Connor Raleigh, OC News.
Coming up, Cal State Fullerton dominated the diamond against Big West opponents.
And more on how LeBron James has embraced a fantastic life in plastic. Stay tuned.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. Alright, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
My dad showcased a sense of love that I never had before. It felt like it was something that I've always wanted. I mean, he's not only my parent, like he's like my best friend.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back to the show. There's a lot of new things happening in sports this week. We go now to Michael McCahill for our Weekland Sports Gets Down.
Thanks, guys. Today we start with some sporting news away from the court with LeBron James. Mattel had a big announcement Wednesday morning announcing that LeBron will be a part of the Kembassador series. LeBron will have his own Ken doll associated with the Barbie brand. He is the first male athlete to be represented with the Barbie brand in this way. The doll features Nike sneakers and Beats headphones, all of which are longtime brands that LeBron represents. The doll will go on sale April 14, 2025, and will be listed at $75 and will be available at stores such as Target and Walmart, and you can also purchase LeBarbie online at Amazon as well. Cal State Fullerton men's baseball had some great performances this weekend against Cal State University Northridge. After winning the first two games of the series with the scores of 16-5 on Friday and 9-3 on Saturday, Cal State Fullerton had one more game Sunday against Cal State Northridge to try to complete the series sweep. Carter Johnston had a massive game and started it off with a two-run blast to left center field to bring the Fullerton lead to 4-0. In the bottom of the sixth inning, center fielder Cam Burdick made a great play with a runner on second and 2 outs to keep the score at 7-5. In the top of the eighth inning, catcher Max Ortega hits a solo shot to left field to put the Titans up by 5, as the Titans would go on to win this game with a final score of 10-8 and sweep the series. This puts the Titans' overall record at the season at 17-15, with their next game at home against number 8 ranked Oregon State on Friday night. The Angels took on the Tampa Bay Rays in their 10th game of the season. Second baseman Kieran Paris on the game started for the Angels in the second inning with a 2-run home run to left center field thanks to some fan interference on the play. In the top of the 8th inning, down by 1 run, new Angel Travis d'Arnaud ties the game thanks to a sacrifice ground out to the shortstop to bring the score to 3-3. In the top of the 9th inning, third baseman Luis Rengifo hits a blooper out to center that drops, scoring the inevitable game-winning run as the Angels would go on to win 4-3 and start the season with a 7-3 record. That's all for sports wrap-up. Back to you guys at the desk.
CSUF is going green. Find out how students are coming to celebrate Earth Day. Jonathan Zarate has more.
Cal State Fullerton celebrated Earth Day this week with more than just recycling and reusable bags. It was a celebration of identity, culture, and community. Powerful voices from LGBTQ+ advocates and Hispanic engineers to tribal leaders, each group came with a message. Honoring the earth means honoring the diverse people who live on it.
With music, activities, and workshops going on all around today, they're not just learning about Earth Day, they're also learning about different ways their community gets involved in helping keep this planet safe.
It's been very, very important to me. Also, yeah, it is bigger than just Earth. Community, bringing all different types of clubs together here and just talking about, what we can do. Yeah, it's a smaller event, but, people showed up for this event.
They blended culture, science, and advocacy into a shared mission. Taking care of the planet means taking care of each other, which is a strong message that CSUF students wanted to hear about.
Yeah, I like this event. It's cool that we could have a social event where we could all come together to see how we can learn about each other on campus and talk to each other and move forward together.
Titan showed that Earth Day is a reminder to the responsibility we all share. I'm Jonathan Zarate with OC News.
Homeowners across California could soon face insurance hikes as State Farm looks to recover from one of the most destructive wildfire seasons in state history. State Farm, California's largest property insurer, is considering raising homeowners' insurance rates by 15% to 40% statewide. This potentially could increase following the devastating fires that occurred in LA County in January. State Farm said that the rate hike is necessary to ensure their continued operation in California for the long term.
Here is reporter Andrea Restrepo on taking proper spring break safety precautions while enjoying the break.
Thanks, guys. Spring break is all about having fun, but also being safe. Let's talk to some students about safety precautions they took over spring break and on their trips.
I went to San Luis Obispo over spring break, and I made sure to stay with my friends to stay safe.
Over spring break, I went back home to Fresno, and I brought a couple friends with me, and the way that we stayed safe, we always had pepper spray on us. We never went alone anywhere. And then we also kept our phones on us at all times. And we just made sure to share each other's locations and text each other all the time about the plan and just to keep each other posted. With our friend, we visited San Diego. It was just us two, so we made sure never to leave each other's side, whether it was going to the bathroom or to the car or just looking around to shops and stuff. Well, there you have it. Safety was definitely our #1 priority this spring break. You can have fun and be safe at the same time. This is Andrea Restrepo reporting for OC News. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up after the break, a local art installation featuring the fluffy Easter candy, Peeps.
And we have the latest on the entertainment world. More after the break.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready! We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Welcome back to the show. Summer is just around the corner, which means plenty of concerts and movies to see. For more on the latest in entertainment, here's Viviana Garcia.
Thank you, Delilah. Plenty of entertainment news happening this week, especially if you love music festivals. What does a desert and a festival make? One of the world's hottest events. The Coachella Valley is prepping to make some noise this weekend, but one artist doesn't pass the vibes. Weekend 1 of the hit Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival starts this Friday, April 11th, with some of the world's top artists. Planning and paperwork can consume artists' team, and unfortunately for artist Talia Barnett, known as FKA Twigs, production team failed to file visa paperwork ahead of her scheduled performances. The artist announced on Sunday via Instagram that she would pull out of her North American tour dates and Coachella performance. The artist described the news as painful and recognized fans who spent money and time to plan for the event. Now let's move from the desert to desserts. If you give a Kardashian a cookie, they'll make it a collab. The Kardashian-Jenner clan joins forces with a cookie franchise, Crumble, to create the first full menu takeover. The line of 6 cookies is inspired by the sisters and momager Kris Jenner. The sweet snacks will run for a limited time between April 7th and April 12th. The launch includes a range of flavors from Kylie's pink confetti cookie to Kourtney's flourless chocolate cake. Sawyer Hemsley, the Crumble co-founder, said in a news release, "The iconic family meets iconic desserts. It just makes sense." And now, the stars on the street keep shining to honor the greats, and legendary tennis player Billie Jean King continues to break records with her new Hollywood Walk of Fame star. The 2,807th star shined bright, honoring King as the first woman to enter the sports entertainment category created in 2023. This achievement, showcased on Monday, continued to add to her list of impressive awards. She was the first female athlete to receive both the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Congressional Gold Medal. Stars such as fellow Dodger owner Magic Johnson and Oscar winner Jamie Lee Curtis were in attendance to celebrate the superstar. During the ceremony, Johnson said, "You always fight for what's right," to the player with a total of 39 Grand Slam titles. Well, that's all the entertainment news for this week. Stay safe and hydrated if you're going to go to weekend 1 of Coachella or watch it online. Back at you guys at the desk.
Pollock Library is buzzing with activities for National Library Week, including creative contests and hands-on workshops. Alex Heitman has more.
That is the sound of students funneling into the Pollock Library for the annual Library Week.
I think students going to the library is really important because it increases engagement with on-campus resources that are often looked over. We're a commuter campus, so I think having students spend time in the library and talk to staff really increases engagement with resources that they already have but they may not know about.
This week consists of engaging activities including the Peep Diorama Contest, where students can vote on their favorite diorama, which represents different books, movies, or TV shows.
A Peep diorama in there. I've seen a few in there. They're all really, really good. I think my favorite has been the Wicked one so far. It looks sick, you know. And I think just coming to the library really allows students to get a feel for this campus and how much this campus really has to offer them.
Students, finals week is approaching, and it is important that you use all the resources available to you to succeed in the last few weeks of this semester. Behind me, the Pollock Library offers a variety of books, technology resources, and staff members to help you with any more questions you may have.
I think Library Week is really important, especially before finals week, because it really recenters the fact that students should be studying, and studying can be fun, especially within having so many library liaisons. So it's an exciting way to get everyone prepped for finals.
Students, on Thursday you will have the opportunity to use VR and more. For further details, visit the Pollock Library online or on Instagram for more details. With OC News, I'm Alex Heitman.
Scientists say they have resurrected the extinct dire wolf. The species disappeared around 13,000 years ago. In a remarkable scientific breakthrough, biotech company Colossal Biosciences announced the birth of 3 genetically engineered wolf pups named Romulus, Remus, and Khaleesi, the latter named after the popular character Daenerys from HBO's Game of Thrones. By editing 20 genes in gray wolves, the company aimed to replicate characteristics of the wolf. Experts say that these animals are not true dire wolves, but rather modified gray wolves.
It is National Library Week, and the Pollock Library is hosting fun events all week, including the annual Peep Diorama Contest. Guadalupe Caballero has the story.
The annual Peeps contest is back for National Library Week, where students and faculty can create a favorite scene from their favorite book. Let's see what contestants had to say.
So we decided to do it for National Library Week. We didn't really have much going on to recognize National Library Week. So we put it together and people really liked it. So we just started doing it every year after that to celebrate National Library Week, to get people to come into the libraries. As you can see, I have regular paper and pencil ballots, and that's by design. I want people to come into the library to vote.
It was fun. It's like represent a teamwork and the communication skill, how you want to design, and then be willing to accept like everyone ideas of how we want to do it. And it's also like, I like that design because it represents our office and like we are international.
This is our first or second year in the library itself. So like I said, it was our first year participating, and we were like, yeah, we should do it. You know, let's continue the tradition and be part of like the library like celebration because it's Library Week. So we thought it'd just be a fun idea, and yeah, it ended up being a fun arts and crafts project for all of us in the office. Make sure you vote for your favorite at the library this week. Winners will be announced on Monday on social media. Reporting from the Pollock Library, I'm Guadalupe Caballero, reporting for OC News.
Well, if you ask me, I think that's a pretty useful way to use Peeps. I think they are disgusting.
It's a pretty sweet dioramas, though, I will say, Daniel.
No, absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. Thank you for joining us again for this late edition of OC News. I'm Daniel Tinoco.
And I'm Delilah Grubaugh. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Titan TV, at CSUF, and at OC News CSUF. Thank you again for tuning in, and have a good night.